Hey everyone, welcome to High Vibe Monday, where I come live every Monday, few exceptions, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to just channel a message for the week ahead for everyone to not only get you in a high vibe state, which just means feeling really good emotionally, and also give you some mini spot coaching to help you call in all of your manifestations and goals. It's my spot coaching time where I like to come live for free for everyone. So if you're coming on, say hello. And I do apologize for being a couple minutes late. It had a little bit of a tech issue. The first time I tried to launch, it just kept giving me the swirling loading sign. Um, so yeah, welcome everyone. Happy January 9th. And again, if you're coming on live, make sure to say hello. There are no announcements, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. When energy, the mindset work, and action collide, when energy and mindset work and action collide, when do you do the energy work? When do you take the action? Though it is true that when you get the vibration, AKA the perfect mental mindset, you're thinking all the thoughts to help it come in, you're thinking all the thoughts that a person who naturally has that in their life, once it dawns on you, like, oh, that's what it takes to get that, then the action after that is like, duh, that's what's supposed to happen. And that does tend to be right when it rolls in. It came in out of nowhere, overnight, it came in, but what you're doing is you're discrediting and you're discounting the journey you took to get there. Because sometimes, some of you right now are because you don't have that feeling of, "Oh, that's what it takes to get that in." You're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna take action because the emotion and the feeling isn't quite right." But what the part you're missing here is that, well, number one, the journey, like we already said, but number two, it's the sometimes you learn along the way, right? Like, let's say you're gonna go treasure hunt. Someone gave you the coordinates of where something is hidden and it's metal. So you go, okay, I have the coordinates. Let's take a shovel. You're digging, 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 and you can't find it anywhere. The lesson there could be, well, next time let's bring a metal detector. Maybe the coordinates were just slightly off and I was digging maybe 4 feet from where it actually was. So now the metal detector is always part of all of your little excavations. And then there's one time you do it, the metal detector doesn't click off. So then it dawns on you like, oh, it may not be metal. What else can I do to ensure that I'm digging in the right spot? You learn things as you go, and that is important and vital to the human level experience. And they're saying go ahead and take questions now. So, hey, Lily, happy Sunday. Today is Sunday, not Monday. I thought, oh my God, I woke up and I was so tired. Lily, well, then this is just a special life for you, Lily. What are your questions, girl? I'm gonna spot coach you, and then I'm gonna get back to napping. I literally woke up thinking something feels off, but I was like, oh my God, it's almost 10 a.m. though. I better get ready. Happy Sunday indeed. So, Lily, hit me with your questions. All of that was a good message about energy versus action. And that, guys, sometimes if you're watching the replay, sometimes you do have to take, it's not taking action. Well, you heard the message. Sometimes you do learn in the action, right? Sometimes you got to go on a date with a guy. Sometimes you date him a couple weeks and then realize, I need someone who's a little bit more available time wise. I need someone who's this or that. What do I need to know for what's coming next? Does that mean you have something good coming up and you just want a general for prepared for it? Or does that mean you're like, give me a general spirit, what's next for me? I'm just personally being curious on the human level, but of course I'm going to channel for you. God, that makes me feel so much better that today's Sunday, not Monday. It is kind of fun, Lily. This feels like a very private VIP YouTube live. All right, well, I don't see your comment, so I guess I'll just oh, there it is. There are options in the business world, and I'm not sure the direction to go or with who. Oh, okay. Huh, interesting. Very interesting. Thanks for popping on, Lily. It's been a while since I've seen you. Okay, Spirit. So, what does Lily need to know for what's coming next? Well, Lily, you need to know exactly what we just said. And we're going to give you a personal example of Kelly before we kind of switch back to you. She got an opportunity to get a meeting with someone who's light years ahead of her in terms of financially and in terms of running businesses, not light years ahead of the life coaching that she does. Someone from, if you view on the outside world, financially is just astronomically ahead. So many people would think, oh, they're ahead of me. I'm not going to work with them. Why would they hire me? When Kelly was on the first initial phone call, some could be maybe doubts and insecurities. Can I coach someone at that level? A little bit of that was present. Most importantly, in Kelly's thoughts was, will I enjoy coaching someone at that level? I don't want to lock myself into a year contract, a 6-month contract. She has a dominant vibe for I want to enjoy anyone that I work with, the process. And sometimes that means she may enjoy it, but the other person may not too. Because there's a little part of her that went, wow, this like conversation flowed. This was great. This is all good news. This definitely shows they have a need for what I do. But let's make sure they like my coaching technique first. And let's make sure I like coaching them. So she went ahead and said, hey, why don't we just have the next call? Bring some of your guys, and we're just going to do a coaching call. And the guy was like a test. And Kelly was like, well, not like you're testing me, but yeah, like a test, let's all demonstrate what I do, and we'll see how we all, because she wants that longer term comfort. So do you see how her next step was this? And Lily, let's give you another story. When Kelly was in the corporate world and she was applying for jobs, there was a period there because she did have one toxic environment. She did a lot of vibe work, inner work to make sure her next place would be better. And when she went there, she just kind of, they said, well, we would think to hire you. What are your thoughts? And Kelly went, well, I would think I would take the job, but maybe there's a day that I could come in just for a day. Like I have time right now. I don't have a current job. Maybe I could just come in for a day and you give me tasks and I'll show you what I can do. And then we'll talk after that. So, Lily, do you see how you don't have to make all of your decisions? So, oh my God, which one do I choose? Do I choose the right one? This end all be all. It can be okay, I have these options. Let's take the next step with this one, the next step, the next step, the next step. And you'll find when you actually sit down to think about what would the next step look like, you're going to find that some of those will go, oh, you know what? I don't want to do that. Because some of them, sometimes there is a little bit of emotion in there, but it feels good to have options, right? Kind of like if you have 3, 4, 5 potential dating partners, you're like, ooh, I got 5 people I could be hanging out with right now. One of them you probably really don't, you're like not really interested in, But sometimes in that feeling good state of it feels good to be that admired, maybe is the right word. You might want to keep that person around, but not because it's actually, we hope that made sense to you because we've given you 2 points of clarity already. So sometimes just admitting that, like, I actually don't want that opportunity, but it does feel good to have this many opportunities. Universe, I don't want this one. Here's why. If you send me another opportunity, add a little bit more of this. Well, this one is a maybe. If it feels more like this, and then ask yourself, do you want to take that just that next step with them? You're going to find you have a few that like, hey, that next step is very exciting. When Kelly said, hey, let's just make the next phone call, bring some of your guys on the call, I'll coach them. She's actually like, whoo, let's go. Let's look forward to it. Let's go. You're going to find some of them you look forward to. Okay. And they're asking, do you understand so far? Hey, we got QTV in the house. I think you're a new follower. Hey, what's up? This is my channel called QTV. Well, hey, QTV. Or hey, Francis. Welcome. I remember seeing one of your comments on my videos. Um, but Lily, did that make sense? Oh, I guess Lily popped off and QTV is now on. Oh, okay. Or Francis. Sorry, QTV. How do you stay positive switching to a new career? I love to see your name was cool and it popped up in the comment section. And yes, I know and yes, I know I still have videos, Zodiac videos to make. How do you Oh, Lily's still here too. Okay, Francis, let me stay focused on Lily. Weird, the number count is like 0 for me, so it's interesting to be seeing comments. um, okay, Francis, I'm gonna stay focused on Lily and then I'll switch over to you in your question, okay? Yes, have gotten far out of my comfort zone. Okay, does it make sense, Lily, about just what would the next step for each of them look like? Admit that you like having these options, but go ahead and let the ones that you know are no go. And then the ones that are like, okay, I want to explore what these look like. Do you know how to make the next step with them? And because they gave you 2 examples of mine, Lily, one where I did it, where I am like, well, my own service-based business owner, I guess for these people coming up at the end of the month, I'd probably be more hired like a independent consultant, I guess. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's see what else I have to say, Lily. So this is where Lily, the bigger growth for you is now that you can kind of do the admin work, knock some off, get the next one planned, reach out to them and talk to them. You don't have to get so overwhelmed when you have decisions. I was just listening to Abe Hicks, and Abe Hicks came up with a new process that we think would help you right now. They're calling it the inactive box and the active box. It's just a way to you can write something and go, that's an inactive vibration within me now. And then write something that's an active vibration in me right now. So Lily, go ahead and close your eyes and picture it mentally in your eyes. Close your eyes. And QTV Francis, you'll probably like this too. And you might find, as we're guiding Lily through it, you might find different words scribbled in your mental paper and put into your mental boxes. But Lily, close your eyes, relax the muscles in your body. Picture your 2 boxes in front of you. One says inactive, one says active. In the inactive, write confused. Fold the paper, put it in the inactive box. On the next sheet of paper, write clear thinking. Fold it, put it in the active box. Next line, write understanding that I am significant. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. Write allowing thoughts that are contradictory to my desires. Fold it, put it in the inactive box. New Positive thoughts, fold it, put it in the active box. Always being a failure, always being a catch, fold it, put it in the inactive box. Believing in myself, knowing I'm worthy, fold it, put it in the active box. So, Lily, we would encourage you to do a little bit of a practice like that where you just go, oh, put that in the inactive box, put that in the active box because you're good to go. Some of the opportunities are good. You just have to be willing to take the next step with them. Take the next step, take the next step, take the next step. And we would encourage you definitely when you do that inactive active box thing, put overwhelm in the inactive box. Mm, excuse me. Yeah, Queen, it's not Monday. I woke up and when I asked my little Alexa, which is heavily listening to us right now, oh my gosh, stop listening to me. What time it was like 9:47 and I just was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to be late for High Vibe Monday." Yeah, apparently it's Sunday. So, little bonus channeling session. um Okay, so that's really let's go back to Francis now. I'm glad I'm seeing you live. My name is Francis. Yeah, it's a good one, Lily. Um, how do you stay positive switching to a new career and push fear away financially? Stay away from the lack mindset, yet pursuing a new job. I want to stay aligned to the good vibes that brought in all my new good opportunities, yet not fall back. Oh, Francis, I hope you heard that last one that they told Lily about there's always a catch. There's always a put that shit in your inactive box. Because if you manifested in good opportunities, right? Um, Now it's just about can you get a good thing and hold on to it. So when something good comes into your life, what did people in your past used to take it away? Right? But now you're an adult, Francis. Now you're an adult. Now you can have a new experience when good things come into your life. You can hold on to it. Like there was a period where I was making the most money I've ever making in my whole life. And it was a lot. I mean, to me, it was a lot. I bet to you, it was like 30. I was having making $30,000 months. But I was spending so much of it. I was just and not spending it in terms of like spoiling myself. There was definitely some of that. But it was also just like, no, no, if someone's gonna take it away, instead of having someone take it away and I don't get any choice, I'm gonna donate it here. I'm gonna go buy these people that. And then I realized like after a couple months, I was like, Kelly, you could have had motherfucking $60,000 in savings. Why are you doing this? Um, it was like for that reason, Francis. So this is where you just put in the inactive box things I couldn't control when I was younger. Fold the paper in half, put it in the inactive box. Allowing myself to keep good things. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. Becoming okay that good things stay in my life. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. Allowing myself to enjoy good feeling things. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. Allowing thoughts of worry to dissipate. Fold it, put it in the inactive box. Allowing myself to enjoy good feeling things. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. Allowing myself to release past experiences as reasons why I can't enjoy new experiences. Fold the paper, put it in the inactive box. Allowing myself to treat myself differently in a new, better, positive way. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. Allowing myself to enjoy good feeling things. Yes, we did repeat one. Be okay, they might have to repeat one as you're growing a strength. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. Good things stay in my life. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. Good things love finding their way into my life. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. Good feeling things love to stay in my life. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. Financial worry is a thing of the past. I release that to previous ancestors and to the past. Fold the paper, put it in the inactive box. I no longer have to worry about money. Fold the paper, put it in the inactive box. I now allow myself to call forth good financial opportunities for myself and keep them. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. I'm allowing myself to expand positively financially. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. I'm allowing myself to enjoy having a good financial outset. Fold the paper, put it in the active box. You're going to have to do this, practice this, play with this, amp up the vibes because when Kelly does this, even if she's doing it for you guys, she feels a little bit of relief when she puts something in the inactive box. She feels a little bit of a vibrational boost in the active box. So play with it. Write something, put it in one of the boxes. How did you feel? Maybe add something else. Why not add it's okay for me to feel good. Fold it, put it in the active box. It's okay for me to feel good. I like feeling good. It's so okay to feel good. Fold it, put it in the active box. Now we're going to go on a rampage. It's okay to feel good. It's okay to feel good. I allow my past to return to the past. I allow any reason why I've justified why I can't have something good. I just allow that to leave my body, to leave my cells, to leave my DNA, to leave my lungs, the way I breathe, to leave my thoughts, to leave the way I'm wired. I just allow that to leave because I'm calling uh, forth new vibrations, new emotions, new things into my life. I am vibrationally resetting right here, right now to a blank slate. I am a blank slate right now. And here and going forward, I'm allowing myself to wake up, recognize that I am an adult now and I can control the things that happen to me. Just because my parents or previous people in my life may have done something, and I get it, when you do something enough, it becomes a habit, it becomes your point of attraction. So I get why I've continued that on now that I'm the one in control of my life. But since I've vibrationally resetted and I'm at a vibrationally blank slate right now, I'm just going to allow good opportunities to always be rolling to me. I like being aware of new opportunities I could take that are good for me, that will be fun for me, that will make me happy, that will feel delightful. I just always want to be attracting new positive experiences, people, things, job opportunities to me. And I'd like to enjoy them more. I'd like to enjoy them more. And that includes a better feeling relationship with money. My relationship with money right here, right now, is just resetting and becoming a positive one. It's okay if my time spent thinking about money are around thoughts that feel good. I'm ready to feel good around money. I'm ready to feel supported by money. I'm ready to feel nourished and nurtured by money. I'm ready to feel stability. We would heavily, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would write stable, fold it, put it in the active box. Stability, fold it, put it in the active box. Reassurance, fold it, put it in the active box. It's okay to ask for reassurance. Fold it, put it in the active box. It's okay to be and feel rest assured. Fold it, put it in the active box. It's okay for me to be surrounded by people who feel nourishing, safe, stable, consistent, positive, like they care about my well being. Fold it, put it in the active box. It's okay to partner with people where it feels win win. Fold it, put in the active box. It's okay for people to positively look out for my well being in a positive way that works out with my best interests at heart. fold it, put it in the active box. I right here, right now, allow myself to feel better about myself than I've ever felt before. And I'm just allowing myself to vibrate at a whole new level. And that is where I do expect good opportunities to always be coming to me, where I can go at a pace that feels gentle to me, because gentle, smooth, and calm. Gentle, smooth, and calm are just now common emotions that are in my default state. Even if I'm doing big, bad, bold crypto investing, I can feel calm, smooth, and stable as I know where to invest. It's okay for me to have a clear mind. It's okay for me to have a clear mind with good decision making. Fold it, put it in the active box. It's okay for me to think positive thoughts about myself. It's okay for me to believe in myself. It's safe and okay for me to feel good about myself deep from within. And they're saying, Queen, what's your question? Whew, guys, this is fun. Thanks for coming. Um, Congrats on those high vibe incomes. General, if you're about it today, thanks. Queen. This was a fun. I'm glad this ended up happening because I don't always get to channel for people all the time, but this is fun. Good feeling things like to stay in my life. Good feeling things like to stay in my life, like High Vibe Monday on Sunday. I'm gonna go back and retitle this to maybe like allowing good things in and keeping it in. Good rants. Good rants. Money is my friend. Money is my friend. Money is my friend. Money loves coming to me. Money loves coming to me. Money loves coming to me. Money loves finding ways to enter my hands, my bank account, my PayPal balance, my Venmo balance. Money loves coming all the ways to me. I got what I wished. I wanted something and it came. I'm so excited to create. When you see it happening, it's crazy. That's awesome. I'm so glad you were able to receive it on I guess we'll call it High Vibe Sunday now. Guys, I want you guys to like use that as a little example right there. For many of you, you are but one, two thoughts, maybe three gentle mindset shifts away from your desires coming in. That's why when people go, "Oh my god, it came in overnight." But again, listen to the general from this. We don't wanna discredit all the work you've taken to get here, but it's just when you do focus on, "I'm just gonna allow myself to feel better about this topic. I'm gonna allow myself to feel better internally. I'm gonna allow myself to feel better as I speak to others about it. I'm gonna allow myself to feel better when others speak to me. I'm gonna allow my thoughts to feel better when I think them about this topic." I'm setting a dominant intention to overall have a better feeling thoughts, better feeling emotions, a better feeling relationship with this topic. It's going to start feeling better. It's feeling better. It's going to feel good. It feels good. I'm allowing myself to feel better and good. Like simple things like that, being soft and gentle, allow it to come right in. Okay, let me focus back on Queen. A general. So yours would be like good money rants, Queen. Queen, I feel called to tell you about a book. I can't think of the name of it. Um, there's a book called Unblocked. I happen to not have it right in front of me right now, but look at that author. It's like Margaret Renee. I don't know how to pronounce the last name correctly. She has a money tapping book. I think that's really going to resonate with you because there's a section in her book where she talks about asking for big numbers. There's nothing wrong with asking for things, Queen. That's something in your vibe. It's like, "Oh, I can't ask. I need to be small to stay safe," probably. You'd have to do the inner child work if you want the exact memory. But, like, it's okay to ask big. Getting money does not take away from other people, guys. Getting more money does not take away from other people. Me making lots of money doesn't take away from other coaches, right? Another coach couldn't necessarily have coached for this opportunity I have at the end of this month. I'm not taking any money away from someone else, but I'm providing a service to someone who needs something that I deliver. They would have just gone without this being fulfilled, or they would have gone hiring an assortment of people to halfway get their need met versus just hiring the thing that they needed. So, Queen, Write a list of all the ways that other people would be benefited by you having more money. That's one thing. Sometimes people, especially women, they need to know and see how other people will be benefited, especially if the woman's already had a child. They need to see how other people will be benefited. So, well, if I had more money, my child would be able to go to the dentist. If I had more money, my child would have this. If I had more money, I'd be able to surprise my husband with things like this. If I had more money, I'd be able to buy myself this. And right there, whatever that this is for yourself, don't just focus on you because many people will get into a guilt trap or whatever. Just go, if I had more money, I could buy myself this new nice little new hoodie I want or beanie, whatever this is called. Um, and buying this keeps the people who own the store in business. It keeps the people who drive trucks to them in business. It keeps the people who unload for them in business. It keeps the people who work at the store in business. Do you see how even when you buy something for yourself, like this mic, this nicer mic, so my people, it's I'm not like, yeah, I was buying it for me because I wanted to feel better, I want to feel more professional, but it's also I wanted my viewers to have a better sound. I also like this employs engineers, right? It employs engineers. It employs. Do you see how you having more money is actually very beneficial to other people, guys? Because there's some ways that I spend my money that other people wouldn't. Like, let's use that as an example. I bought that while in Mexico. Not a lot of people would spend their money when they're on a trip in Mexico on a macrame design. And not a lot of people. I mean, there are also like 100 stores selling similar macrame things, but I'm the one who bought that from that family selling that. That family now has money to feed themselves. So yes, I did buy that for myself. Am I selfish? Hell no. I just fed a when I did the conversion, I realized I paid like US rates for it. So what the fuck? Like it's all good. In addition to the greatest rampage, which I am embracing, I will return to this what building blocks are required are for my queendom to the comforting of the earth plan. I receive the message. I was getting ready to be ready, and then I was ready, and it came. Yep. Oh, I want to do that. How will others be benefited if I had more money? I like that. Yeah. And sometimes, guys, even if you are just buying yourself, like I just had a little bit of a spending spree. God, I have like none of it. I normally like to show you guys. I have like none of it right here to be able to show you. But anyway, there's this like frequency artwork that I like to buy, and it's this like an independent artist who they're not really big and not really well known, don't have a big following, but I like them. And I think I spent I don't know maybe like $600-700 with them. And they told me they're like, "Oh my god, you're like our best customer. Like, is there a design you want that we can create? Or here's some of ours that we have created, but we haven't spent the time to make it like digital yet. Do you want any of these? Like, what do you want? Do you want it on a different product?" So clearly, even though I bought a bunch of stuff for me just because I wanted a hooded blanket to meditate in with the frequency on it, it was something that was just purely for my enjoyment, but it's safe and okay to feel good. It's safe and okay to want things that just add to your experience. Like, guys, here's another thing about money. It is very much a spiritual experience to enjoy money, right? Because you're in source energy, you're in source, you're in spirit land. When you're in source, you're like, hey, we want to go down on earth to enjoy because we want to feel things in the physical. Spirit came down on earth to enjoy the physical. You only enjoy the physical if you allow physical things to come into your life. Like F those stories of um oh, too bad it's all about money and it's not about community anymore. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're not about community. Dude, my aunt and uncle, they have done very well for themselves, saved enough money. Their financial advisor saying, "Hey, you guys can retire and you'll be set. You can live the kind of lifestyle that you want." I guarantee they're already having talks of like, okay, when we do retire, they built this beautiful, gigantic shed. It was really expensive too. Like, I don't know, maybe like fuck, they spent like I think $100,000 building this building, getting the tools, getting the lighting. Did they spend $100,000 for ego reasons to get the shit done for themselves? Maybe, but they also employed $100,000 worth of people. They employed a private electrician who was going from corporate job to want to venture out as an own. I think it was like 27,000 to him. So he got his first really big paying job, right? So it benefited all those people who helped build it. And now they're like, okay, well, when we retire, I noticed the school that some of the benches were just starting to, they don't look new. Like, well, we could buy the lumber and build them new picnic sets. And then he's like, what do you think of that? My aunt was like, that would be such a fun project to work with you on, honey. I love it. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're not focused on community. Most of the time when people say that, it's because it's people who don't understand how to make money and they don't understand capitalism. Don't let their confusion become your confusion. Like, fuck that. Money, here's why money is good, because right when earth was first beginning, it was a small group of people. You were very community focused. If you're born in the Amazon tribe, you are very community focused. If one person's sick, the whole team is hurt. What happens when you get big enough though? And god, I don't remember the numbers, guys, but there's been studies that show once a population gets this big, i think I think the number is 150. And that's why it was the Amish or the Mennonites. There's one of them that once they get 150 people in an area, then they tend to expand and buy new property and build new homes for people. Because when you have around 150, um, I ca- I'm pretty sure the number's right, guys. Don't quote me. I read that study like 10 years ago. 150, you can know everyone within that community. Some will obviously be your closer friends, some will be your second tier friends. Some will just be when the whole community gets together for a dance or moving a farm, a barn, or something. That was a very interesting experience to literally see this giant, like 100-foot long, 200-foot wide barn being moved just by all these little teeny tiny human legs underneath it. I was like, wow, that's impressive. Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I started reading the questions. All right, let's just go back to the questions. Um, Can I ask what I can do to improve my YouTube channel to bring awareness to opinions to the deaf community? This channel is my passion. I love it, but I'm new to YouTube and I want to create variety. Well, obviously, Francis, you can Google people or YouTube people because there's definitely channels out there. When I used to be really big and get a lot of followers, a lot of engagement, there's a lot of practical, logical steps that you could take. And Clark Keegley is someone that I used to follow when I was first starting. Um, and he gave a lot of the practical steps, how to do subtitles, how to do thumbnails, right? Um, so there's that. But so let me close it off and see if I see the earring question. I see cues for how to grow. And let me get one more general channel messaged and then we'll end this. So I hope you guys hear what you need to hear. It's really about sinking into your desire. I would love my content to be content that powerfully benefits a lot of people in this type of community. And I have a desire to reach more. I have a desire to create powerful, impactful, valuable content for this segment of people. And I have a desire to reach as many of them as can be positively benefited by this, as many of them who are seeking this information. Lily, don't get wound up in, I gotta find it. Be like, inner being, guide me to that. Guide me to it. I want to find that and then let it go and then you'll find it. So Kelly had an earring that she lost for years, Lily. Kelly was like, all right, law of attraction, let's see if you really exist. I want those earrings. And you know what, law of attraction, I believe that you're powerful. I believe that if I lost them when I was traveling for 2 years across 37 states, I believe that someone could have picked them up and been like, hey, wasn't that traveling girl? What's her name? They could Facebook me. Do you see how she had a desire and she thought nothing but thoughts could help it? She was like, if it's somewhere in this apartment, even though I've been here for like 3 years, I can find it. She let it go. She's like, fuck it. I'm not going to think about those earrings anymore. 2 days later, she got an impulse to go get her weights out of her car. And she was like, well, I'm not going to lift those weights. But she was like, wow, I'm really getting an impulse though. And I'm getting that glowing, warm, expanding feeling in my chest that indicated, yes, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Once she picked the weights up, she saw the earrings laying right underneath it. And Kelly was like, "Well, that clearly shows how long it's been since I've worked out." Relax, be gentle, and just think thoughts that allow it to come in. If you think a thought that doesn't allow it, fold it, put it in the inactive box, think some thoughts to replace it. You guys have got this, and much love to you. Well, all right, guys. I'll be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, too. So see you guys then. Bye.